Hey, what's up, Hope City family? Glad you get to join me tonight on this 7 at 7, whether now or any other day. We're gonna recap the Get Used to Different message that we heard from Pastor John yesterday. Awesome message with the great clip that we got to show from the very new TV show, The Chosen. And we are going to dive into that and dissect that a little bit as well, what that meant to me. And so here we go. So get used to different, right? We need to, get used to different for a couple of reasons. Number one, because following Jesus in this day and age, is different. It used to be a really, really normal thing when I was a kid, to go to church and, at least have some kind of remnants of Jesus in your life. If whether you believed or you didn't believe, or you went to church or you didn't go to church, or you followed Christ or you weren't really a Christ follower, and you kind of just went through the motions. It used to be so normal to go to church and just know who Jesus was and at least claim Christianity to some sorts. Nowadays, that is not the norm. Okay, that it is the church numbers, church attendance, and I'm not saying Hope City specifically, I'm saying across the board, church attendance has decreased drastically. Okay, and it's different to be a Christ follower. If you're a Christ follower, you are the minority. Absolutely. So that's reason number one, okay, for the grand scheme, for the generality of being different. Number two, we need to get used to being different because we are being different. We are being used differently, right? We came from Gethsemane to Hope City Church, and we are seeing a lot of changes. We are seeing a lot of new things. So I wanted to give just a couple of reasons why this directly applies to everyone and why this directly applies to us as a church specifically. We're seeing a lot of changes. We're doing a lot of new things, and these new things are awesome, right? I'm not saying the old way is bad, but these new things are awesome, right? So we're in an age we're not, and it's oh shoot, what was the name of that city? I can't believe I can't remember it, but that's okay. We have to get used to it for those reasons, right? And there was I believe, I'm going to share a personal story, but I believe there are many different ways that we're going to see ourselves be used, in all facets and all kinds of ways that we may not have even thought, or we may not have even imagined, or we may not even have ministry set up for yet. And I want to kind of get into a personal story, you guys. If you watch my 7 at 7s, you know I like to do this. But when I was, I grew up in the Chicago area, still in Indiana, but the Chicago area. And when I was in middle school, I moved to Evansville, My life got kind of turned upside down. Okay. And I kind of didn't know what I was doing in Evansville. I kind of didn't know why I had to come to Evansville. My dad was a pastor. We came from up north to down south. I knew this one church, for as long as I could remember, not my whole life, but as long as I could remember, I was at this church up near Chicago, and we were there for 10 years. And all of a sudden we had to leave. And, I come to Evansville, and I came from a place where I had a foundation in a small city of Jesus established, And I would go to things like See You at the Pole. Everybody would go to camp, and everybody would go to youth convention, and it was really, really awesome. Okay. And then I get down to Evansville, where I'm in a way bigger city, The, third biggest city in Indiana, over 100,000 people in this city. And it's a culture shock to me. And I don't know how to operate in a school that's this much bigger, where I don't know as many people, and I just don't know what to do here. And so in 7th grade, I go to something called See You at the Pole, which, if you don't know, See You at the Pole is a gathering of students one day a year, typically towards the beginning of the year, One day a year, everybody, every high school, every middle school, elementary school across the nation participates in this. They gather around their flagpole and they pray. Okay, I never had to do a single bit of work to get any student to see you at the pole when I lived near Chicago. Things were already done for me. I get to my 7th grade year at Helfrich Park here in Evansville, and nobody shows up to see you at the pole. So I'm like, what the heck? So I get to my 8th grade year, and I'm actually going to have to do some work. And so I do not know how to campaign for this. I don't know how to market prayer, right? Other than just to pray. And I don't know how to get people to this event because I'm 13 and I have no pull here. I'm a new student. So the next year, 8th grade comes around. I know I'm at 7 minutes, but this is a great story I wanted to share. Just telling you guys how get used to different applies to me, and the story I think of every time I think about being used by God. I get to my 8th grade year, and I tell people about See You at the Pole. I tell them that they need to come pray, and that, be there, whatever time it is, 6:30 a.m. in the morning. And then I get to the day. To make a long story short, I'm up on this TV in every classroom doing the morning announcements, telling kids to get to See You at the Pole. And I went from one student to just me at See You at the Pole my 7th grade year. And my 8th grade year, we had 125 students at See You at the Pole that year. And I got to pray with nearly every single one of them, if not all of them. And it was just one of the most incredible experiences that I got to lead, that I got to be a part of. And I allowed God to use me in a very different way. And those are the things I mean when I say, if I don't let God use me, I'm afraid of what he won't do through me, okay? I'm afraid of who else won't hear the gospel if I don't spread the gospel. Amen. So I know I'm a little over time, but that's just what that means to me. And I hope that meant something to you guys. I hope you guys got something out of this. So I hope you're blessed. Be blessed. Have a good night. Love you guys. See you Sunday.